Okay, welcome to week 3. I was just explaining that we're going to do more of an activation, um, invigorating meditation, and I'm going to call this Keep Up. So, we're going to have our arms stretched out. It will be a bit of a workout, and we're going to have our palms facing up, and we're going to raise them up like this. So, you may feel a burn. I'm going to be speaking through this. And what I'm going to invite you to do, the purpose of this is to conjure in your energy. And as you feel tired, you're going to push through the tiredness. And this is going to allow you to build that sustainability of perseverance in a feminine way, not a masculine push, shove hard. But of course, honor your body, listen to it. If you're feeling like, oh my God, I can't move, just rest your arms and then bring them back up when you're ready. Okay? So I'm not gonna do the full song, but we're gonna do at least a few minutes of it. Can you all hear the music? All right, here we go. Use your breath. All right, if you want, you can kind of use your body. Breathing in and then breathing out. You can close your eyes or you can keep them open. It's totally up to you. You just keep breathing using the power of your breath. Feeling the energy in your body start to move. Feel the invigoration starting to build. Keep breathing through. If your arms start to feel a little sore, a little tired, just keep breathing through. Breathe your breath into your arms, into your back, into your shoulders, into the core of your body. You got this. You got this. You can do this. You can do anything. You are capable. You are powerful. Keep breathing deep. Releasing what doesn't serve or support you. Using your breath. That's right. Keep up. Keep up. You got this. You feel the wall push through with your breath. Pushing through from your sacral, your womb space. You breathing deep into that space. Filling your body up with your breath. The power of your breath, your fire breath. And almost imagine as you breathe in, you're breathing in and recycling your breath. So it's cleansing, it's breathing in. And as you're breathing out, imagine it coming from the top of your head and then it circulates back down to your roots. And then anything that doesn't serve or support just gets put into the ground and transmuted in positive energy. You got this. Feel your strength. Feel your own force of power. You are fire. You are fire, my loves. You got this. Feel the burn. Yes. If you want to scream, you can totally scream. You're muted. Woo! You got this. You know, sometimes life gets challenging. Business gets challenging. So imagine that this is it. This is that point where it gets really challenging. You are not about to give up. You did not come this far to give up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Use your force. Use your power. Use your energy. You are a goddess warrior. You got this. Allow Source to connect with you. Feel the light from up above. Your high self, your Source, God, whoever that is for you. Come down and fill you, energize you. You receive energy from Source.
That's all I wanted to say.
You are energized by source. You are luminous. Breathe into your ki, into your womb space. Push your breath out through your belly and then breathing in. Sorry, I should say push your belly out with your breath. Building, 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 and then breathing out. You got this. A few more seconds. Woo! Feel the burn. Beautiful. All right, you got this. Breathe in one more time. And then slowly drop your arms. And keep your eyes closed. Feel into the sensations. Feel into all the tingling. Feel all the electricity moving through you. And allowing this to illuminate your auric field right now. This is your beautiful energy field around you and within you. Feel your feet on the ground as you allow yourself to be in this sensation of lightness, solidness. It's like there's a little bit of a elevated, maybe a lot for some of us, elevated feelings. I don't want to say high, but elevated. Feels aligned. Feels expansive. And just notice how this state of being is different than the start of this meditation. Notice the invigoration inside you. Notice aliveness. And notice without judgment your process. What were your internal thoughts? Did you notice, yeah, I can keep going? Did you notice that if my voice supported you, would keep going, where normally you might have just given up? Or maybe you would have kept going and my voice may have supported you to gain more of that yes inside you. What happened when you brought source energy in and was mindful about leveraging on source energy? Did you notice a difference? So notice what your biggest takeaway was from this meditation. And how will you implement it into your life moving forward? What worked? And of those parts that works, what will you implement? Or new awareness, what will you implement? Notice if this is how you do life, your thought process, or if this is a different way of being. No judgments. The power of changing your state. Taking breath in and then out. Now just shifting your awareness to the last week and noticing your wins in between classes. Celebrating the subtle wins, the big wins, whatever that may be for you. And then noticing any challenges that arise, questions that you would like to hot seat on to help you move forward. And then from these reflections, set intention for our session here. And when you have that, just nod. Beautiful. Breathing this through all your chakras. Asking our guides to be here to assist us to manifest these intentions for our highest truth and good. Morakira koratia nanakia, morokorati, koratia amananakia, kimanana koratia, morokoratia, morogananakia, morokoratia. Clearing anything in the way of your paths. Morokoratia nakia, morokorati, morokoratia nakia, morokoratia. Balancing, aligning. Morokoratia nanakia, morokoratia, morokaratia. Activating, amplifying, morokoratia, morokoratia, breathing in. And then on your exhale, anchor it down. Imagine there's a beautiful crystal heart at the core of the earth. Mother Earth is holding this crystal heart, and you're anchoring your intentions into this beautiful heart. And feeling the sensations and the ripple effects of your intention beginning to magnify. And just taking some time to feel into the truth of this. And then when you're ready, just very slowly and gently start to bring your awareness back out into the space here. When you're ready, I'll invite you to just take a few moments to journal your intention and then just share it in the chat box. Your 2-word check-in and then your intention as well. And I remember my timer this time. So as you're doing that, I'm going to do the math. Okay, Elizabeth, your intentions, inspiration, and clarity. Awesome. Okay. 2-word check-in, light and liberation. Beautiful. Carrie, slightly overwhelmed. Carrie, to be open, receptive. Kate, enjoy and be seen. Okay, awesome. So what I'm going to invite each of us to do, we're going to take 4 minutes. So I'm going to time us. I know some people will probably be less than 4 minutes. Some people might take a little bit more than 4 minutes, but we're going to try our best to stick with the 4 minutes or less. And normally what I like to do is just whatever questions you have, I'll try my best to hold it till after everyone shares. Sometimes I like really receive strong downloads, so I might want to just say it before I forget. But ideally, I like to hot seat and mastermind things with each of you and coach you on specific steps or questions that you have. Okay, beautiful. Great. So we are still in week 2, the why module, and I want to know how that's going for each of you. The other thing I have been meaning to do, and I'll do that today in the replay email, is to make sure I'm going to send you my template for the Soulful Self-Promotion Statement. So those of you who have done my 5-day challenge, you will know what I'm talking about, and it's been quite a while. So I'm going to send that to you so that you can start to create that self-promotion statement as well. Okay, so the first thing to say is your name. Remind us your business. If you do know your self-promotion statement or who you serve, there's no mistakes here. So who do you serve? If you have clarity about that, if you're still trying to figure it out, that is totally cool because we're all just starting out. 2 is 1 win. I'm sure, like even if you have more than one, let's try and find the one you want to share. And then your challenge, struggle. I like to use the word challenge more than struggle, and or question that you want to be hot seated about. So it can be us looking at your why statement. It can be us looking at your ideal clients and supporting each other, giving each other ideas based on what you're saying. So there's really no right or wrong. The biggest thing is I want you all to feel confident knowing that you're moving forward in your business with these modules. Okay, great. 4 minutes. Okay, so let's start with Jonalyn. Hi, love. Hang on, let me just get the timer here.
Hi, ladies. Okay. My name's Jonalyn Green. I am a body talk and body intuitive practitioner. My one win for me was going through module 2 and actually coming to the conclusion that I did ayahuasca about 10 years ago, and it was an amazing experience, but it also really it discombobulated me. I lost myself for quite a while. I found a different modality called neurotrauma healing, and that kind of brought me full circle to what the plant medicine started in my healing. So when I went through the whole traumas and everything, it actually made me realize how much I have processed. So that was my win, which was really great. Yeah, I was surprised, especially after, what you had said to us, Rosalind, about, how this can be. And I have done the raw pain and everything before.
Yeah.
So I really could feel myself coming from a seat of an observer. So for me, I was so grateful to just like have that recognition and then go to myself, I have made some great progress.
Yeah.
So that was great.
Yay.
So so I've refined my why from that. So I actually have a few versions. So my current one I'm resonating with is to support you in your evolution in regaining a healthy body, mind, and soul so that you can reconnect with how amazing you truly are. So that's one of them. And I don't really have a challenge or question right now. It's more about mod 3. I did post it out on the Facebook group, and I had another CAA member give me some good tips. So I'm just going to kind of wait and see what comes up for that. But I am staving off a bit of overwhelm. I have been doing a lot of training. I've got a big Chinese medicine course coming up. So I'm trying to just navigate that and this, and I'm training a new position in my paycheck job. So there's a lot going on, but doing that exercise today really made me shift out of my overwhelm. I actually felt so much of it leave my body, which was fantastic. And to just know that, yes, I can do this, and I'm doing this, and I'm going to kick ass.
So good. I love it. And I did see your question. So yes, I love that you put that question out, and I'll answer that a little bit more in detail as well on here today too. Thanks so much, Jonalyn. Awesome. Okay, Carrie. Hi, love. Good to see you.
Hello. First of all, I wanted to apologize for having to leave that one session really fast. I actually had an appointment that I totally forgot about, so that was my bad. Um, but my name is Carrie Shaw. I have Sagewood Wellness is my business, and I serve anyone who is working on healing traumas or just want to reconnect with themselves. So I am a meditation teacher, a Reiki master, and I am also a yoga teacher. And that's kind of my business. So my one win for anyone who doesn't know me, I had really major knee surgery in April, and this week I've really been just sitting with kind of what is going on, and I didn't realize it, but I was in an extreme depressive state. So still showing up and doing my posts and making sure that I'm still out there was my big win, and pulling myself out of that state was the other win. My challenge has been actually starting, and I started the program today. So I just did module 1, so I'm a little behind. But I'm excited to be where I am.
You're on mute, Roslyn.
Sorry. Let me try again. So thank you, Carrie. I was saying that I'm so glad that you're moving through your pain from your surgery, and it's so great to see you here. Um, did you have any specific questions about Module 1?
I'm finding that I got to number 21 on that 40 list, and I kind of stopped. So I have to meditate with it and just allow it to come. The other thing is rebuilding my schedule, because I've literally been off work since March 14th. So my whole consistent container that I have all of the time is all of a sudden gone, and I'm just starting to rebuild everything now.
Okay, beautiful. Well, it's kind of like a new chapter for you, right? We're going through seasons, and it's like rebirthing something with this new version. So that's exciting. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Cindy.
Hello. So my name is Cindy, and I'm an identity and purpose guide. And who I serve, well, it's starting to become a little clearer through the modules. And I recognize now very much who I'm serving. And it's about empowering, and it's especially for women so far. I haven't really had any male clients, but it's about empowering women. And my win, I actually had 2 wins this week. One is the universe is supporting my financial plan, in that my daughter's fiance was approved to buy a house. Now it's a really long story, but that buys me a couple of years on my financial plan. So I was super grateful to hear that, because otherwise my plan would have had to have sped up really fast. And the other win is with one of my clients. So I think I shared with you last week that I have 3 clients right now. And the third client, she had a breakthrough during our session on Sunday. So yeah, super grateful for that. And I've always felt a little bit like a fairy godmother, and kind of waving a magic wand or touching the person's head, and they magically they magically transform into their true authentic self. And yeah, it's a very beautiful process to watch. My challenge, well, we don't have enough time for all the challenges, but I'll say the one that I'm struggling with the most right now is self-discipline.
Okay. How specifically is that I'm assuming lack of self-discipline showing up? Like, how's it getting in your way?
Well, it's not really getting in my way because things have been, you know, things are moving forward at a very nice pace. I think part of the challenge is being comfortable with the tranquility because, you know, I'm accustomed to there being chaos and
Okay.
so when things are tranquil, I find that, yeah, my ego gets very uncomfortable with that and wants to self-sabotage and create chaos. And so it's a real process, a real thought process for me to, you know, talk myself through that. I've got affirmations up on my board, you know, I'm yeah, constantly reminding myself, and I have a great support team. So it's working out really well. But yes, I have to say that my greatest challenge is self-discipline.
Sounds like a lot of people are saying, sister speaks for me, damn ego. So thank you for speaking truth into that. And I do feel like I once just like, sorry, I'm going to pause your time here. That is the thing is when we elevate ourselves to a certain level, it's almost like too good to be true. And we're waiting for the other shoe to drop. There has to be some sort of chaos or drama or something happening in order for us to feel like it's normal because this feels too good, right? Yeah. So then I would encourage you, and those of you who are like, Cindy, she's speaking for me too. Okay, so I want you to breathe this in first. So everybody close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, one on your belly, and I'm just going to offer you these words. Breathe into the possibility to know that you are fucking worthy of your deepest desires that are in and on your heart. Breathing that in. And so just notice if that, how you receive that, if there was any resistance, without judging, just notice if there was any resistance and just breathing in the possibility that you are fucking worthy to live in your deepest desires and live with ease and flow. Or if that felt easy to breathe in. Beautiful. Yeah, if there's any emotions coming through, allow that to come through. Now I'm going to share this one and see if this one is, actually with a show of hands, who could take that one in, breathing in the possibilities? Who can, so Cindy, could you breathe that one in, breathing into the possibilities?
I'm having a physical reaction to it.
As in resistance or taking in?
I think it's resistance. But yeah, it's not anxiety because I know what anxiety feels like. It's more like, I'm having a hard time describing it. It's more of a belly thing. It feels more, ooh.
Okay, beautiful. So stay with that. Stay with that, ooh, and just feel into, so if anyone else is feeling resistant, just let yourself feel into that resistance with curiosity and go, ah. And I imagine that this feels familiar. So not if that does feel familiar, any of that resistance. And just ask yourself, without thinking, how old was I when this happened first, when I first noticed this feeling? My sense is it's a young girl. And notice the memory associated with this feeling at that age. Who was around? What was happening? that's connected with how you're feeling right now. So just nod so I can see if you're participating in this portion. That, okay, beautiful. So you can see. So right now I'm going to invite you to see your little girl, however old she is in this memory, connected with this yucky feeling or resistance feeling. And then see your adult current self, your high self, just holding her. And I'm just going to say these words. I'm going to invite you to offer her these words. I love you, and I'm listening. I love you, and I'm listening. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. And just notice the sensations in your body. See what starts to soften or shift, where there may be resistance or some sort of tension or constriction. See what starts to soften. And it may or may not. Might have a tighter grip. There's no right or wrong here. And those of you who are not triggered, let's just hold space for those that are. And so just breathing in and out. I'm going to offer you these words and just notice how they land or not land. These words are offered for both you and your little girl. You are worthy of your deepest desires that are in and on your heart. And just see if there was how you start to take this in this time. Maybe still resistant, but maybe it's a little less intense. Just notice the intensity, or maybe it was like resistant and then you were able to let it in a little bit more. So notice your process with no judgment. There's no right or wrong, only feedback. So holding your little girl, giving her a kiss. And if you feel called, if there's anything else from your adult self, your high self, that you want to share with her in this moment, I'm going to invite you to take a few moments to speak into it. Just on your own. You can say it out loud while you're still muted, but say it, take this moment. Or you can say it silently in your mind to her. I'll give you a few moments. And then when you're done, just say thank you. And always, you can always come back to this place of just tuning in to your inner child, drawing in the image of you holding her. And start with I love you and I'm listening. Yeah, beautiful. If there's any emotions coming through, just honoring those, release. And then when you're ready, just if you feel called to jot down anything or share anything into the space here. I felt like this was really important here today. How are you feeling, Cindy?
Yeah, oh, that was loud. I'm I'm really grateful to everyone for holding for holding space for me. I didn't realize how hurt that little girl is. And this whole situation with the mass grave, it's triggered a lot
Absolutely.
in my family, in my community. And you know, people are really questioning their beliefs and really questioning their authentic selves. So it's taken a lot of self-discipline on my part to remain focused and to keep doing the work. However, I didn't notice until you asked the question, and I felt that resistance within myself. Yeah, how much I was holding there. So yeah, thank you everybody for doing that.
Thank you, and thank you for your courage to share. Yeah, especially since you work with the Indigenous population, it's very much part of you and your soul's work. And it's been, it's in the energy of the collective right now. The heaviness of these children's bodies being found. And it weighs deeply. And I just, want to take a moment to acknowledge you, Cindy, for the work that you do. It's deeply important. And, I see this beam of light and these ripple effects that you're creating, and it's like moving. There's still lots of deep systemic shit that it's like nation doesn't quite capture it, but like as a collective for us to move through this and it's keep doing the work and keep putting out there, keep going. Yeah, thank you. Does anyone else want to speak into this experience with the inner child shift? How did it help you? What came through for you? Hi, Arlene.
Hi. This is just a comment because I'm just having a thunderstorm here. It was sunny before I came on, and then all of a sudden this storm came through. So thunder, water, and what comes to me is white buffalo woman. And I feel that her presence is here right now for you, Cindy. So it was like I had to get off camera and close all the windows because, so that's how I feel. I think that she's sending her blessing here to all of us. So that is my sense.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Wow, you can't make this shit up. And it's so beautiful that like when you said that, it's almost like honoring and a beautiful cleansing and washing of, you know, the ugliness and the heaviness. And just, wow, what a beautiful way to honor this process. Thank you. Anyone else? We'll take one more. How did this support you? Because of course, as one person volunteers, we're doing the work for many too. Hi, Jen.
Hi.
I called you Justin.
That's okay. Justine, sometimes he gets called. Yes, actually, it's because we're in the same city. As I'm sitting here and I'm working through you, I started crying with what you had brought us into, and then I hear thunder, like so loud.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden the rain just started pouring. Right now when I look outside, I took a picture, I'll share it with you guys after. It's half the sky is blue and half the sky is gray. So that's that polarity, the duality, right? Like it's so beautiful and I work with elements, like I have them tattooed on my side. So it's very empowering for me, as well as all of you, to have this be a part of the session, because, you know, water, air, fire, and earth, as you know, is such a huge part of us and our spiritual journey, and releasing and allowing the elements to help clear all of the stagnant energy that I feel a lot of us are facing right now. You know, I feel like a lot of us are in similar energies. And this is huge. This is absolutely beautiful. So, but with mine, my own personal experience was I didn't have any resistance, Roz. It was absolutely beautiful. I just, and it's showing me and giving me that strength right now to know that I have endured so much healing that there's no more self-sabotage. There's nothing left to, you know, to self-sabotage myself with. And you know, I saw my 8-year-old self, and I have a very hard time remembering my childhood, guys. And a lot in the last little bit has really been starting to surface, and with Roz bringing this up. My 8-year-old self was the first time I ever started dancing. And I danced for 10 years, but I was very, very self-conscious, and I did not think I was good, even though I kept up with it for 10 years. I always compared myself. And I was behind stage with her for the first time going on stage, and just, I had never ever thought of that time in my life, and how much I pushed through for 10 years, showing myself that I was strong and that I was good enough. And then my daughter came into the because I'm visual, so my eyes can be open and I can be downloading all this stuff, right? So I was just writing it down, and Aria, she was with me, and with my 8-year-old self, and just showing me how amazing and truly blessed I am to have a daughter to help me to continue moving forward, as well as my sons. But obviously with my daughter, it's a little bit different because she is a mini me. Yes, so thank you, Roz, for bringing us into that, because it helped me connect on a level that I feel was really necessary right now. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like this is the power of this work. Like, the way I love to facilitate is I'll listen, and, you know, when I feel called, let's embody this, let's shift this, let's work in the moment. So thank you, Cindy, for being so courageous and sharing, and then just how beautiful it's been, such a beautiful ripple effects in here. So thank you to everyone here. Beautiful. And I'm going to say, you know, because we did something pretty powerful. So know that, like, if you have water, please drink some water right now or go grab some. Bring the computer or the phone with you. Just keep drinking lots of water. You may want to take a Epsom salt bath, you know, journal this through. Just take extra care of yourself, because we were shifting some things on a cellular level. So this is deep. All right, my loves. So let's get, Jen, actually, as you're speaking, let's get you to continue on here.
Okay. So I'm still playing with my why a little bit, because I'm in the midst of transforming a little, like, oh, I mean, we always do, evolving.
Introduce yourself. Remind us all, because we're still all trying to get to know each other. So
okay, sure. Sorry, I apologize. Okay, so I'm Jen. I'm a Reiki master. Yeah, I guess I'm not Justin. My name is Jen. I'm a Reiki master and mentor. My why is I inspire others to align with their higher selves through shadow, mindset, vibration, and metaphysical healing to come back to their true, authentic self. And then we lost the questions
I
here.
love the way you shared that, Jen. Is that new? Just wanted to point that out.
It's I actually, the first meeting that we had, I got really inspired and I changed it on my Facebook instantly. This is a little bit longer than what I have on my Facebook because obviously Facebook, you can only share so many characters. But this was actually with my module 2 when I did the module 2 work. So because I'm a Scorpio, I transmute energy. I find I'm really noticing as being a mother of 3 children and how I really come forth for them and help them to work through their emotions. So that's where I'm still kind of playing. Like, I'm not sure if the transmuting is in that. So still playing. My wins this week. Where did I write those ones? So I had quite a few because it's been a while. I've been kind of stagnant. So
share like one big win.
One big win would be I got 2 phone numbers from the beach by 2 women.
As potential clients?
Yes, yes.
I love it.
Right, one for sure. My kids draw in other kids, and then of course I'm social butterfly, so I just chat with the parents, right? So that was my big win. And I'm gonna add in recording my meditation, so that was big, but I still have to work on it. And then the challenges, it's just moving through the feeling of knowing that where I'm at right now, when I move through this uncomfortable phase, shit is going to really speed up even more than I've already experienced, because I kind of put my own halt to my evolution, I guess you could say, because I had to obviously do a little bit more healing. But my challenge is facing that aspect of myself, that self-sabotaging aspect of myself, because we're in Gemini season and my North Node is in Gemini. So it's very much my purpose to understand the balance of self. And I feel it and experience it on a very deep level. Like, it's almost like a bipolar schizophrenia kind of experience within myself. But because I'm very awoken to those aspects, I'm trying to work with each of them within myself, right? So it's being patient, understanding, comforting myself. But as you guys know, that is a huge challenge when you're, when it has been such an old way of being in the past.
Thank you for sharing. Anything specific we could support you with this challenge? Because it sounds like you've got a good handle on knowing what to do about it, and you're moving through. But is there anything specific that the group can support you in?
Definitely. I was speaking with Michelle there. She had told me that she would listen to my meditation, and I'm also because that the challenge is bringing up that whole 8-year-old self aspect. Oh, sorry, it's okay. Almost said. Is that I would love for some people, if you guys would be open to looking at my new booking system and kind of reading through. I'm trying to simplify things because, as Roz knows, I'm very chatty. So I'm trying to simplify things. So I would just love if whoever is willing to check the stuff that I have moving forward before I put it out there. Yeah, that would really be really helpful.
What would be the best way to do that? Because I would just suggest that you put it in the Client Attraction Academy Facebook group, and if we can get some agreement here right now, so a few of you can just say, I would be happy to help, that way you can get some people to also, that might not be part of this container, to also look at it and give you feedback as well, if you like.
Wonderful.
You don't have to, but
yeah, for sure. No, I actually posted, I used one of your Academy members was the first one to listen to my meditation. So yeah, she reached out right away, and so that was great. That was a big leap for me to like ask for help.
Beautiful. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. And for those of you who are saying yes, yeah, and you can still post it in the group so that there is the beautiful community container too. Yay! I love it. All right. Let's go with Michelle. No, hang on. I'm gonna pause the
There we
time.
go.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name's Michelle, and I am a life coach. I'm working on building my biz alongside another full-time job right now. My passion is my holistic fitness business, and it's all things mind, body, and spirit. And I also specialize in empowering young girls. So I work with girls who are between the ages of 9 and 15 years of age right now. And that's been an incredible eye-opening awakening for me, and talk about inner child, like this, all the work that I'm doing right now as an adult. It's been an incredible opportunity to work with these girls over the past, it's almost been 8 months. And then I have different girls all the time, but and in a group setting like this, so it's pretty wild. So that's been so amazing. So I'm in the expansion stage right now. I've been working through the modules. I'm currently on module 3. I found that I went back to my why. I've rewrote it a couple of times, and I don't want to get in my head about it. It's not about being perfect. I know what my passion is, so I really want to just trust the process. But what I have is to inspire others to step into their power and live their life boldly, so that they can fearlessly show up as their authentic self.
Okay, hang on. So how's that? I want all of you to feel that, like, does that land for you? And then we can say, you can type in the chat box, hot, lukewarm, cold.
Do you want me to repeat it?
Yes.
Okay. To inspire others to step into their power and live their life boldly, so that they can fearlessly show up as their authentic self.
Beautiful. I think it's hot. And
I feel hot right now. Thank you, guys. Let's go, girl power, sisters. That's awesome.
Julia says it's hot too, but it was a private message to me. So
okay, excellent. Okay, like, yeah, this has been a really big, thank you so much. It's been a really big week for me. Again, working through the modules, I love connecting to spirit. I do it on a daily practice. Ego has gotten in my way because I'm on an up level past the whole energetic shift and stuff, even since last week. Like, things are just moving forward for me. So I'm having things come up with my skin, like acne, and what else is coming up for me? Oh, just boundary stuff and judgy stuff, worried about, you know, what my not my kids, my hubby, not them, just my mom, my brother, sister, right? Family stuff. Like, what are people going to say when they find out what I'm really up to? Because I've got some plans. So ego's gotten in the way, and this is what's happening. It's affected my sleep and different things. But I know that it's an energetic thing, and I have to come back to, I have a strong meditation practice. Some days it's longer than others, but and I've been doing more gratitude journaling lately as well, which has been so helpful.
awesome. Thank you for sharing that with me. I'm sure
Yeah.
is anyone feeling like Michelle, like sister speaks for me too, you know, when we're rising up, we're moving to that next level, that we're like worried about what other people are going to think about, especially our family members, us. Yeah. Is there anything specific you would like from this group to support you and gain more balance? Because I'm hearing you've got your tools, your meditation. Like, specifically, is there something the group can do to hold space for you?
I think for me, it's just, again, it's the connection. Like, you know, I've reached out to a couple of girls just to, you know, for that connection. And that's what I'm looking for. I mean, that's just the whole collective, right? So I'm here for everyone as well. I don't have all my shit together. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, things are moving sometimes fast and furious and a bit chaos. But yeah, boundaries are a big thing, right? It's the boundaries and scheduling time. So I think that's it, right? Maybe.
I also would like to recommend an exercise, and those who are feeling in the same boat as you, Michelle, with, you know, as you're rising up and the ego, if I heard you correctly, the ego is really about that fear of what other people are going to think or, you know, judge. I know that as you start to post content and people who didn't really know what you're up to, you're like, hi, I'm here. This is what I'm doing now. So, let me feel into the exercise to ground this. So first of all, I want to speak into our purpose, and write this down. Our purpose is not to be liked. Right? Our purpose is to live in our soul mission and our why. So you are here to inspire others to step into their power so that they can boldly, so that they can live authentically. So Michelle, when you get connected to that place, it is so much easier to show up and post content and share what you're up to. And anyone else that gets triggered is that's not, essentially that's not your problem. You're actually doing them, they may not know, because we always operate the level of awareness of consciousness that we're aware of, right? Or that we're at. And so if people get triggered, that's their responsibility to look at what is it about me that's getting triggered. It has nothing to do with you. You're showing up and shining. So lots of times I see beginner entrepreneurs are like, as you're starting to bring yourself out, you're in that expansion stage, and it is scary because it calls upon like moving past this. So when we align with our why and we show up anyway, anybody that doesn't resonate with our message, that's fine. They can unfriend us, they can mute us, like whatever. Because there are way more people I want you to connect with in your meditation, not just with your why, but all the people who need to know about you and don't know about you yet, right? All the people that are coming in energetically, vibrationally, people will start to share your stuff. People will start to see your stuff and want to message you and follow you and to like lean in. That's how things organically unfold when you're so aligned. And I might have shared this story before, but I've had to like, my dad was my biggest person that would like held me back because I was Daddy's girl. I don't want to risk disapproval. He doesn't really get this whole world of what I'm doing. I'm licensed as a psychologist, all this blah, blah, blah. And then now I'm gonna do this thing that's unregulated and I'm getting more intuitive. And so I could see, because I had done so much work, I could see he was projecting his fears onto me. And he like found some article in a psychic that like took advantage of their clients, and it's like, but that's not me. And it did hurt my feelings, because I'm like, that's like, I'm your daughter, you know me, I have integrity. And yet through his eyes of fear, he kind of forgot about that piece of who I really am and just saw all of this because I'm getting unregulated. And so when I recognize like, okay, that's going to be my biggest challenge, but am I going to stay playing small because I want to please my dad? Right. And I thought about that. I'm like, no, that's not fucking worth it. And so I took the leap and I just kept going. And the worst thing happened. My dad stopped talking to me. I actually fired him because he was my accountant. So, and I thought, and energetically, something was going to funk up around my money and stuff like that. And like my money mindset and all my energy around money and blah, blah, blah. So I did the right thing. I fired my dad, who totally didn't get what it was I was going, who thought I was being brainwashed by my business coaches. And then I just trusted that dad was going to come around. I didn't convince him. I just let him do his own thing and have his own space. Was it hard? Yes. Was it hurtful? It was hard. It was painful. And I had to continue betting on myself and knowing that I'm showing up. This is my mission. It's so deep. Like I don't want to have any regrets. And so I think it was like a couple months later, with my son's birthday coming around. Of course, I invited my parents, but also, and this was like the first year of my business, so I'm in my fourth year. I had a big event announcing that I'm retiring as a psychologist, and like I had a whole big event for women entrepreneurs to do a day of coaching with them live in person. I invited my parents, and they came. And so the tangible things that my dad saw, and I had just become a best-selling author, so again, another tangible thing. So my dad was coming around, but I wasn't doing this for my dad. I was doing this because I was aligned with my mission. And so my dad starts to shift, because I can't control what he's thinking or feeling, but he started coming back around. And afterwards, I had hired a different accounting firm, and they also gave me appreciation, because I'm like, I gotta put on my big girl panties and see what an accountant actually does, because I can't separate from what my dad and my accountant does. So afterwards, when I felt really stable, I was in this expansion, I did end up hiring my dad back as my accountant once I really got clarity about my foundations. And my dad and I are great now. Like, he's come back around. We have a great relationship. So I just want to share this with you all, because it's never about you. It's never about your shit. So don't let yourself be held back by family members or the judgments of what people think. They'll never get it. And they don't live your life. You do. Okay, so your exercise is writing a letter to your future self. Your future self 1 year from now. Your future self writing a letter to you from 1 year from now, thanking you. This is what my life looks like right now. This is who I work with. These are the programs I have. I'm so grateful that you took the leap of faith. I'm so grateful that you did this. Like a gratitude letter. Put that somewhere and open it up a year from today, or from the year from when you write it. Put it in your calendar a year from today. Say, open up that letter. You guys better tell me what happens. Okay. And that is a scientifically proven method. Kelly McGonigal, she's a psychologist who writes about willpower. And that was one of her exercises, is write a letter from your future self, thanking your current self, like your former version of you. But specifically talking about what your life looks like.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Roz.
You're welcome.
And everyone, thank you. It's great.
Thank you. All right, Kate.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, love. Good to see you.
Good to see you all. Okay, so I'm Kate. I have not started my business yet, so I don't have that information. But let's see, we had the wins. It's just, I'm in a really busy season, as most of us are, right? And I'm in this like season of just like investing in myself and what I need to like build the foundation of my dreams. And one of my like biggest struggles, I really like hate to talk about, but it's time management. And I actually hired a time management coach, and like literally when that happened, I was amazed, like complete amazement in who I am, because I would never thought I would ever fucking do that. Like, of all the like one-on-one coaching, time management was not the one I wanted to spend that money on. But I started it and I love it. Like, I already have a goal for income in the next 6 months.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it's just like bringing up the shit, obviously, but I'm right where I'm supposed to be. It feels good.
That's a huge win.
Yeah.
I imagine your energy is a lot more focused, a lot more like it's less like all over the place, and it's just more contained, right? And you're more focused into it. So that's huge. Congratulations.
I mean, it's only been a week, so
girl, if there's some results,
is
that's fantastic.
newer.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, it's exciting. And then let's see, challenge. So I wasn't here last week, and I know that like I tried to do the modules, and at times has felt like misaligned in the timing and just like learning to like honor myself. So I've done the module 1 and it's like the times I've tried to do the work, it just hasn't felt aligned to do it. It feels like I'm like forcing myself like to get the answers out now, which is extremely hard for me. And I hate being a person that's like behind on, you know, like my mind goes, you know, to like the modules, like, oh, I need to be on like module 3 or whatever. And it's like, who fucking cares? It's like, I paid for this. Like I do it the way I need it. So I think I'm just noticing a lot of those thoughts come up right now that like I'm pursuing the investing in myself that I've always wanted to, but now I'm learning how to just appreciate my journey and like how I show up and what I need.
Love that. Yes, that's always the most important. And what I would say is, because I know you just said you haven't started your business yet, it sounds like you're still getting clarity about how you want to formulate that. So even with your coach, your one-on-one coach, as you're thinking about the income, think about, you know, like, and same with the letter that you just wrote, like think about how do I, like, where do I see myself a year from now? What am I doing if like nothing mattered, like in terms of like what other people think, you know, how the mechanics, all that. Like if I could not fuck this up, what would my life look like in a year? Because that will give you some big clarity about where you're heading and clarity about like with as you're going through the modules, who you really want to work with and how you want to show up. Is that helpful?
Yeah, no, I love these type of exercises when you write to yourself. I think it's just more learning.
Yes.
That I can just chase after what I want and not to cap on it.
Excellent. Okay, so let us know how that goes. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we've got Dalia and then we've got Arlene. So let's go to Dalia. Hi, love.
Hi. Yeah, so I'm Dalia. I also have not started my business yet. So that's something that I'm working on bringing more clarity into and I guess just like birthing it into existence. So one of my wins was going through module 2 and being able to clarify my why. I wouldn't say that like I have it down solid, but I do have a better idea of what I want to do and who it's kind of benefiting. So a bit of a rough draft for what I wrote here is yeah, so basically just to help others in their physical, mental, and spiritual health so that they can like live a life like free themselves of depression, anxiety, like live a joy-filled life. Because going through module 2, I just found that was like a major theme in my life, was like when I took control of my health, my fitness, my nutrition, my spiritual health, that was really what empowered me and got me out of like severe panic attacks and like really depressive episodes for the most part. And then my challenge is I guess just like clarifying what and how I'm offering what I'm offering. I don't really know what exactly that is yet, but yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I love that you got more clarity about your approach and who you want to help. We're gonna stay with that with your question around, you know, clarifying what that. It sounds more like your business model. We'll move that. We'll like keep that question for next. I think it's a business systems model, whatever that was, module 4, I think. So next week or the week after, I have to remember. But with your statement, this is a good start. So I would encourage you to tweak it a little bit. So, you know, because you don't, and this goes to everybody, if you are working with people who have, we're going to say depression or anxiety, more so rather than label, what are some of those symptoms? Like, because they not necessarily might have the diagnosis, right? And then there's always like a spectrum, so people on the spectrum of clinical depression and anxiety, to people who have symptoms of it but are functioning well. And I would say for you, Delia, you may want to work with people who are more in, and think about for yourself, your own former version of yourself. Like, at what point were you feeling like, okay, it's more suitable for a coach to work with them rather than a clinical therapist, for example, right? So what is happening? Maybe they need a coach, because a coach I see would be somebody who um, they're functioning well and they want to move forward and continue doing the self work, more so from a coaching perspective. You can still go deep, of course, but it feels more like, hey, I need that um, guide to support me in expanding my soul or expanding my life to be more like in that joyful place. And that energy is very different than a therapist, typically. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay, good. Good. So keep tweaking on that, and you and I can work on that too in our one-on-ones. Okay, awesome. Great. And let's go to, oh, just in time, Arlene.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
A very complicated week in a good way, meaning that I started the module 2 to write down my life review, but it was so.
Start with who you are and your business again. Yeah, get used to that.
Okay. My name is Arlene Dewdney. I live in London, Ontario. I'm an energy healer, formerly a registered nurse, and still is. So I've transitioned into holistic health, I guess. So through my own journey, I found out that I work with energy, right? So I'm still clarifying that. I've done a lot of work. I've done work with clients. And that's where my gifts came out, that knowing that now I'm working with the energy grid, I guess, you know. So recently, actually earlier this, I think late last week, I had a session with one of my other energy healers, and I had just a simple thing to clarify, but I ended up doing like a big soul retrieval on a multi-level. So both in the creation realm, this realm, and another realm. So I ended up doing the work, but just talking about it. So I ended up doing a lot of work for myself. So that was pretty powerful, because I think that it related to writing out the life review for the second module, I think, or third module, that it brought up stuff. And I said, well, I need to get all these parts of me back. So that was really good.
Powerful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. And then in the session, they told me that I'm supposed to be a channel. And now I never think of myself as a channel, right? Like, I write things and, but when it came out that you need to channel, or you need to focus and write, so that was kind of a message from above, which is important. And there was a couple words, like you used one word called methodation. Did you use that word, or did it come from me? Instead of meditation, methodation. So you know how you did your exercise? Maybe the words came to me, you were doing the exercise. You did say that word?
I don't think so.
Well, what I heard was methodation. And so it's like a form of meditation, but methodology like, so there's a new word. And then the other word that came for me was transcendence. So I feel that my next challenge is to transcend all my stuff. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So that word just came to me. And then today was interesting that I don't know how many minutes I have, but someone asked.
36 seconds.
Hmm?
36 seconds.
Well, I spent 2 hours basically reviewing a book, doing a book review with someone. She wrote a book that I've helped her along the way. And I spent 2 hours correcting something that an editor did. So I guess maybe I have another skill. So that was yeah. So I feel like I'm supposed to work with my throat chakra. So I've been doing a lot of light language. I almost posted one of my light language on the Facebook with the hand movement and something I pre-recorded. So anyway,
awesome.
I maybe will be brave enough to do it this following week. I don't know.
Branding, yes.
So,
Yes, your light language is powerful. Yeah.
so I have to get over the fear of doing it. So so maybe by next week you'll see a posting of me.
Hey, okay, so we're gonna keep you accountable. You'll fear and do it anyway.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Arlene. Awesome. And I'm gonna say the same thing, you know, if you're feeling fearful, again, everybody do that homework piece around writing a letter from your future self to your current self. Okay. Elizabeth, sorry, love, I missed you there. Your turn.
No problem. So I'm Elizabeth. I'm a women's eroticism coach, and I help women go from locked up, shut down, and restricted around sex to finding juicy play and unapologetic freedom in their sexual expression. So my win kind of goes into my challenge, which goes to my question. I've been feeling, so I'm trying to figure out the balance in this of doing this from a feminine way versus the masculine. You've got to post every day. You've got to do this, right? And last week I just felt so every post was like, I gotta put something up today, you know, and it just was just coming from this forced place. And I was thinking, oh, I was premenstrual last week. Maybe that's what it is, but it's continued on this week. So I think so I just kind of want to find that balance point of, maybe it's just that I just need to give myself permission to not post if I don't feel like posting. You know what I mean? Rather than gotta post every day and I've got to do a live every week. And I've been doing that, and it's just been feeling, and I've noticed less engagement as well.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't feel like your soul essence is
right.
Yes. I love that question. Did you have more to speak into it before I?
No, that's really it. It's like, is it just a matter, you know, I feel like, you know, I want to be fully inspired and everything all day, and that's not necessarily realistic, you know, but so I guess it's like how to balance that.
Yeah. Yeah. Jonathan says sister speaks for me. You private messaged me that, but I'm just saying. Okay, thank you. So does anyone else resonate with that? It's like, okay, so there's a couple ways, because I resonate with that too. And what I like to do is make sure, so I do both. Like I plan, so there's schedules. So I schedule out. So, okay, hang on, let me go back. You want to look at the big picture. So if you're launching your 5-day challenge, what's your social media post going to be about? Obviously, joining the call to action is always going to be this, right? But it's related to the content of your 5-day challenge. So everything is really contained and tight around the contents for that, because then it makes sense when you do a call to action. You were like, oh, I love your content. Oh my God, you got something offered now, right? And that can be for a paid offer as well, right? Everything's aligned. So number one, I would, you know, when you're feeling really inspired, so maybe it's like every Sundays, for example, you go into a meditation time and then you just ask, okay, what are the things that are coming through right now that are aligned with this? And then you just write everything down. And then you can schedule it out as posts. So when you guys look at my Instagram, you know how I have quotes? Those I use Later. It's a free app. This is how you spell it. I think it's later.com. It's free. And my quotes come out at 1:11 every single day. If I do not post personally from there, then like in between, whatever, that's fine. Because some days I don't feel like posting either. I don't feel like being on social media all the time. Okay. Or if you can batch everything so that you have if you like that style, like quote and then a IGTV or a picture, a selfie, whatever, right? Something different that stands out. You can do it that way. So batching is often very helpful. So pre-planning and then pre-scheduling. So for me, I have a VA, and I'm happy to pass you on some names as well, or the VA agency I use. But it's the VA puts together the quotes for me. I don't do it myself, the graphics. They just use Canva. It's a template. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. So like the type of person I am, I just receive downloads and then I personally like to post in the moment or like of that day, I'll write out. And so the non-quote posts are usually those, but I'm also really clear, okay, you know what, I'm launching this in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to focus on this, right? So when that download comes through, then now it's what I'm focusing on. Does that help?
Yeah. I have, what's hard with that for me is that I have kind of a structure that I do my posts in.
Yeah.
And maybe I have to give up that structure, because if I just have a quote popping up every day, it's not going to align with the structure, right? And so if I maybe just have to give that up and just have.
Yes, that's right. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it works better for the algorithms, and they're always changing. But if you have a surprise, like, you have a post that like totally seems like not your usual kind of post, that can boost your algorithms. So it can work in your favor. And if something just really is bugging you, you can just archive that post later and then repurpose it. So it's not a big deal in terms of like, I feel like that's Elizabeth's perfectionist side coming out, right? So don't let that get in your way. Just don't post a post, but like just let it flow. Okay. And that's part of what you're preaching too, right? So is that helpful?
Yeah, it is. And I think that part of it maybe is to give myself that permission that I don't have to follow that structure if it just doesn't feel aligned.
Yeah.
I mean, the structure of posting every day, you know what I mean? Like if I just am not feeling it for whatever reason, that's okay too,
1000%. Give yourself permission. It's like, it's not the end of the world if you don't post that day, but you do want to ideally have something scheduled daily so that something goes out even if you're not on. And ideally that's what we want. We don't want to be tied to our phone. We don't want to be tied to social media. We want it to be working for us, not us working it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. Beautiful. Love it. Okay, awesome. So we're almost at 1:30. I'm going to invite you all. I'll post in the Facebook group what your and ask you what your takeaways are, because I feel like that's a really nice way to just summarize and like bring the energy in there as well. But I want to say, I'm really proud of all of you with regards to just how courageously vulnerable you each are, and you're working through it. I can feel it. This is a beautiful foundation we're moving into and expanding with, connecting more with our inner child and loving her up more, because she is going to keep popping up as you move to that next level, and that's okay. That's okay. We just don't want her to drive the bus. That makes life really roller coastery, unless you want that. All right, my love. So let's just take a breath in. And then decide out. Actually, you know what? I have my shaman drum. I want to drum us out. So I'm going to invite you to just feel into the heartbeat of this, and just allow yourself to just breathe in whatever rhythm it feels right for you, just to cleanse the energy. I have a chief actually, who's a spirit with this drum that I made. So breathing in. Just connecting with your heart, connecting with the earth, connecting with your mission. Filling yourself up with this beautiful white light, letting it surround you. And then like a Care Bear, staring out your love into the world. Big breath in and out. All right, my loves. So good to see you all. I'll see you in the Facebook group, and we'll see you next week. Have a wonderful week. So proud of all of you. Bye.